He was a true Southern gentleman. Good to his fellow man. Oh, wasn't so concerned about himself. He certainly had anything he wanted and had the wherewithal to acquire anything he wanted, but still, he was just a pure Southern gentleman. He was known to come through the plant 4:35, 5:30. So us third shifters we were on the scene, and he'd come by and he would stop and just entertain a casual conversation with you, and that's where I got to know the man, John D. Hollingsworth. He was a man of seeking for perfection in anything he done. And if he was going to be a part of, or if his name was going to be a part of Hollingsworth Funds, he would want it to be done right, and he would want the people responsible for Hollingsworth Funds to take good care of it. He loved pine trees, so the pine trees went hand in hand with the plant. The more land that he could own around his plant, the harder it was for anybody to get into it. So he was big in buying that land in the Greenville area close to the plant that was adjacent to something he already owned. He said, if I buy land, I'm buying something that they don't make no more, and it's going to continue to be used as long as man is on this earth. So I don't know of a better thing for me to invest in than to put my money in land, and that was what he did.
When he left all the land and he left the Hollingsworth estate to the funds, it was for the purpose of using for the benefit of Greenville, Furman, the Y, the community. And it was our responsibility to give back to the community and use his resources to do that. In 2006, we brought in master planners to help us plan what we would do with this beautiful 1,100 acres right here in the middle of Greenville. The first land I remember selling that was a huge decision was the land that now is the shops of Green Ridge. And that was the most important piece of land Mr. Hollingsworth had. And at that time, we realized we needed also to set up another subsidiary, which was Verde Development Incorporated. And Verde Development was set up to help us manage the resources, to help when the sales opportunities came along or development opportunities came along. It really needed to be hands-on through Verde Development. We were able to invest the proceeds into the endowment, and that has allowed us to be able to develop areas in the Hollingsworth land, such as Legacy Park, the Swamp Rabbit Trail, Clemson University's Center for Automotive Research, the Millennium Campus. We had opportunities to sell some of that property to the school district. We have the middle school for Beck, and we also have the Fisher Middle School. Not to mention Greenville Tech's Center for Manufacturing and Innovation. We now have over 8,000 residents living in this area, over 100 plus businesses that have developed, and none of that was here before. Well, we're very excited that we have the opportunity now to develop the Bolden Street District, which is the property that we own along Lawrence Road. It's an opportunity to have people come in and work, live, and play from all over Greenville. This is a project we are developing for future generations. One that we'll be able to enjoy, but it's really future generations who'll be able to enjoy Bolden Street District, and I'm excited to see what that will turn into.
For 25 years, we have been, at our core, really just trying to help people get ahead and make their best life in Greenville. He chose Furman and the Y and the broader Greenville community for a reason. He was an alum of Furman. With the YMCA, there's great stories of him showing up before too many people were going to be there so that he could get his early morning workout. In the early days, Hollingsworth was looking to kind of find its way, right? Understand more about what the needs of the community were at the time. In the first kind of decade or so, you see larger investments in organizations that would really become the foundation of a lot of our giving today. Organizations like the Institute for Child Success, Community Works Carolina, United Ministries, as well as the Urban League. We provided a lot of early capital support. So when we think about organizations like the Peace Center, the Children's Museum of the Upstate, the Children's Theater, all of those organizations we continue to support to this day and are now kind of part of a more strategic approach to our philanthropy. For Hollingsworth Funds, there's sort of this transitional period in 2013, 2014. It was a seminal piece of research around economic mobility and the power of place and an understanding that where you are born and the surroundings that you're born in have a major impact on where you end up in life. For many people, there's this feeling of rising tide lifts all boats, right? And it made you maybe think twice about that maybe that's not the case.
That's why you see us now focused on increasing economic mobility for those folks in our community who are most in need and strengthening pathways that lead to careers paying a living wage. Our approach is to work with others to prepare students for college and career, to help our community find pathways to attaining a post-secondary credential and advancing in the workplace. And we understand that there are barriers to that, critical barriers. For example, access to affordable housing and reliable transportation, as well as childcare. And so we are working to address those barriers in concert with others in our community.
We believe that when people know each other and like each other and talk to each other and trust each other, it enables them to work together in a more effective way and to focus together on those larger community challenges. And the patience that Hollingsworth has had for us to sustain those relationships and grow them, I feel like is going to pay dividends for all of us. They really care deeply about the people that are doing the work in the community, knowing that when they are fortified, when they are connected with each other, then all of the work can be more impactful. So that if there's something going on downriver, how can we change the conditions upriver? And Hollingsworth Funds is very much about changing those systems. How do organizations work together in more collaborative ways? How do policies support the work of organizations and communities? How are we making it so that organizations aren't even needed for someone to thrive and succeed?
One of the things that On Track seeks to do is truly understand the root cause of a student's challenge, but in implementing the system, we're actually finding the root cause of a lot of community challenges as well, which is enabling us to transform our whole community. Greenville County Schools' willingness to partner with the United Way to create On Track Greenville with the help of partners like Hollingsworth was a huge step, because what it did was to say that we have a challenge and we need our village to help us to solve it. It takes grandparents and cousins and other extended relatives. It takes neighbors, taking care of neighbors. It takes the banks, the businesses, the city, the county, really looking at their policies and looking at their practices and looking at their own systems to make sure that what they're doing is truly supporting the community. From a macro level and a micro level, like that is the village. The community is the village.
To make a strong community, it takes so many different kinds of donors and grant makers. We need that direct service provision, and there are donors and investors who believe in that. And then we also need that more systems level work to thread those doers together to think about how do we shift policies and systems to make a better community. And Hollingsworth's willingness to invest in that has been so impactful as well, because it really just sort of kicks up a notch all the work of those direct service providers and the people who help join them together.
We have a long way to go, and we have a lot of people who still need our focus and attention, and still need an opportunity to find their own way. When I think about our future, I mean, I'm nothing but excited about it. Not only the future of Hollingsworth Funds, but our community.